Okay, when the campaign started, in fact, even before the campaign started, remember, I said one thing. Those of you that follow me very well, I I I can give so many political prediction. Many of them will come accurately, and one or two may not happen as I predicted. That is what you must know about politics. But at least 80% to 90% of my political prediction is always accurate. Now, before this election started, even before the primaries, I said that this election is between HH and Mundibile. Remember, by then, Mundibile was not even choosing to be the president of Tonse or whatever he is today. I said, no, it's not between Makebi or any other person, not even between Calabar and or Mao Sampa or anybody. This thing is between Mundibile and President Aka in the Chilema. So you watch this video right now, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It was confirmed by Honorable Davis Mwila.
So, na ale na chira umfasi ya wana. Alela ndajawe ululu buli niye chechi na brand mbili. Siya wana alela. Tabali umbiyo.
Okay, this was my prediction, right? I accurately predicted that it's going to be among these two. This is where the battle lines. And when I picked it up from long time ago, when nobody saw it coming, I tried to advise my party to say, look, I am doing politics. I don't want anything to come and happen to President HH in 2031. Mark my word. I've always been saying 2031 because 2026 will be very easy. But 2031 is a worry to me and a worry to anyone that understands politics. Now, I said the battle will be between these two. As you can see, as things begin to unfold, Mundibila has benched Calabar. He has benched Mount Sampa. He has swallowed Makebi Zulu, who has the blessing of Edgar Lungu and the monies of Edgar Lungu. It has come to pass that it is between him and President HH. Now, as things begin to unfold, because I've spoken to Mundibile before, but we have not gone deep. I mean, I see his dress code. I see him debating in parliament. So I thought maybe this guy, yes, he's a politician. He understands. I mean, he's somebody that I can work with. Remember when I had problem with the UPND before the reconciliation? We spoke, but not lengthy. But since he started this campaign, I started understanding who he is. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I mean, the guy is a good person. I always give credit to where credit is. He reached out to me when there was problem, and he actually said, my hands are open, let's work together. So to me, it's not a bad person, but it's not a politician. It's not a leader. He cannot manage to remove President HH. Not today, not any time. Why? Okay. In politics, the opposition is always winning in the urban areas. The urban areas is where the educated people are. It's where the people with information are. That's where you see places where information are coming from social media and so on and so forth. So in my prediction, in what I sent to the group, I said I gave Mundibile at least 60% in Lusaka, or at least 50 in Lusaka. Not because the president has not done well or the president is not doing well, just because the people in the urban area regularly want changes. It's just like the way you change clothes. That is how people in urban area changes leaders. They want, like somebody look for contract, he didn't give him contract, he will organize people, move around people, and paint you bad. They want you out of power because they didn't get that contract. That's what happens in urban area. Maybe one of the leader or cadre took the girlfriend, he will organize people and fight against the ruling party. So that's how it is naturally anywhere in the world. The opposition will always win in the urban area. Just like the election that Nigeria had a few years ago. Peter Obi actually won Abuja. Even in the state house where the president lives, Peter Obi won there as an opposition. So usually this is what happens. But as Mundibile begin to speak in his election campaign, I'm beginning to pick something. He's beginning to lose votes in Lusaka. He may not, please follow this thing as with free mind. Don't listen to this as a Tonse member or UPND member or anything. No. My prediction is always accurate because I'm politically intelligent. Mundibile is beginning to lose vote in Lusaka. The people that would love to vote for him are listening to him and saying, how is this possible? Number one, Mundibile Sewi is going to buy excavator for, let's say, if all the traders in Zambia are 1 million people. If he buys that excavator, 1 million excavator for 1 million people, where is the money going to come from? Follow what I'm saying. So these guys, like people like us that is thought that he's very intelligent, we are beginning to ask questions, where is the money going to come from? Okay, we'll push that one aside. When I become the president, I will buy President HH a jet. There is no jet, a proper jet today, that costs less than 20 million US dollars. A proper jet that costs less than 20 million dollars. That's his second hand though. Less than 20 million US dollars. Where is that money going to come from? Intelligent people are asking. My brother went on to say, I will buy dryers and start the maize. I mean, we'll harvest the maize, unripe maize, and buy them and dry them. How do you harvest unripe maize? Maize that are not dry, how do you harvest them? I mean, the reason why some people buy dryer is because there are some maize that do not get as dry as it's supposed to be. Then they use that dryer to dry them. But how do you buy a dryer that will dry over 500 million or 5 million tons of maize? So the wise people in Lusaka are saying, this our man has problem. And what you must know is that white people, these white guys in Lusaka and these Lusaka people, all of them are doing money market in one way or the other. They understand what happens when a buyer is ruling. When Edgar Lungu is a buyer, when Edgar Lungu was ruling Zambia, it was by the grace of God. If not, the Chinese actually took over everything from Zambia. The Chinese entered the police of Zambia, they entered in the police, and they took over the police and started controlling the police. They were penetrating the army. They took over ZNBC. They took over ZESCO. They took over almost everything in Zambia because the buyer would borrow money from China. He cannot pay it back, and you will not see where the money has gone, except building roads. How much is the road making for the loan repayment? Okay, so this is the difference between a buyer and a saver. HH understand that, look, this country is a small economy. He started building. He found the money at 1.something billion. HH has saved money up to $6.7 billion. And when you hear this money, you can actually say, this is a lot of money. This is too much. This is not money. The Lagos State in Nigeria, just a state, Lagos State in Nigeria, its reserve is over 15 billion US dollars. A state, I'm not talking about a country, a state, not a country, over 15 billion US dollars. So people that and they don't spend anyhow. Before they do a project, they must know what that project will give back to the purse of the government. So unlike here here need bridge, you put bridge. You don't know, you don't care about how you are going to get money to pay back that money you borrowed to build that bridge. So that's the difference between when a businessman is ruling and when a lawyer is ruling. So Mundibele is also coming from lawyer's perspective. He has seen $6.7 billion in Zambian account, and he has seen 6.4 billion in foreign reserve. I said, this money, we need to spend it. That's why he said, I will buy this, I will buy this, I will buy this. Now, this is where another blunder is. I will increase the salary of miners by 300%. You know that with all this in place, in the next 1 month, the reserve of Zambia will go to zero. Not even $1 remaining, it will go to zero. And please, people that understand, Lusaka people, those who are saying, oh, maybe we can vote this guy, maybe they are now realizing to say, we are not safe. Because the more you do those things, the more you spend, the more your economy loses value. The more your currency loses value. With all this, I will buy, I will buy, I will buy. Don't be shocked that in the next 1 year, if Mundibele was in power, when you want to buy bread, you have to pack the money with a wheelbarrow to go and buy one bread. One bread may be costing 1 billion kwacha. It is what happened in Zimbabwe. Up to today, I don't think that Zimbabwe have currency. It's because there is a government that came in and saw the billions that white people left, and he started, let us buy, 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 buy. That is how he crumbled Zimbabwe. So I'm glad that Mundibele is talking, so that wise people in Lusaka, wise people in Copperbelt, they are beginning to know, say, hey, is this the person we wanted to put in power? He has no knowledge about economy. He has no knowledge about leadership. Thank God. And like that, his chances of winning Lusaka has even shrunk. I received messages from so many people from his camp who are saying, hey, we didn't know that it was like this. How did they, okay, in my next video, I will tell you how HH managed to make those billions that you are seeing in the reserve. Does Mundibele have the capacity to do it? If Kenneth Kaunda didn't do it, Chiluba didn't do it, Manawasa didn't do it, Rupi Abanda didn't do it, President Sata didn't do it, Eddie Kalungu didn't do it, how did HH manage to do it? I will review the secret in the next video that I will make this evening. So the chances of Mundibele, the more he speaks, is shrinking in Lusaka. Wise people are now saying, so this is the person we are going to put in power. Our economy was going to go down. We are going to, the way you laugh at Somalians in your country, all these Somalians will go back to your country. That is the way you are going to be running to other people's country, because Mundibele was going to grind it down.